We are live. Hello and welcome to Cricket Adda Presents IPL 2021 Preview Part 2. Once again, a full house on Cricket Adda special show. And guess what? Nikhil Portman is joining in here. Nikhil Portman is Advait Lajki, Aditya Srinivas, Suman Dangi, and Ninad Lakre with us. And guess what? We have the top four teams. Not the top four teams, but the best four teams, the most followed teams, whatever you want to call them. Chennai Super Kings, Mumbai Indians, Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Sunrisers Hyderabad. We are going to preview these four teams. Let's start with the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Nikhil, SRH, big fan. First of all, how do you think they did in this auction? Not much to do. They bought Mujibur Rahman, they bought Kedar Jadhav, but they didn't get an overseas fast bowler, and they don't have an overseas fast bowler. Is it a concern, or do you think they have enough Indian fast bowlers?
Yeah, I mean they have a big pool of Indian fast bowlers already, and they're really quality bowlers. You know, Bhuvneshwar Kumar spearheading the attack. Now that he's back fit, Natarajan had a breakthrough season last year. Then debuted in all three formats for India, and now he'll be back to lead along with Bhuvneshwar, I would say. And then you
Yeah.
have another. For the third spot, you have so many options. You have Sandeep Sharma, Siddharth Kaul. If you want someone, genuine pace, maybe a left-hander, Khalil Ahmed, Basil Thampi. We haven't seen him last season. And then you've got, if you want to talk about foreign fast bowlers, Jason Holder probably just qualifies as a foreign fast bowler. So he's an all-rounder. Um, I mean, they didn't feel the need to go for a foreign fast bowler because there were so
Yeah.
many on the market. So many big bash fast bowlers were available at the auction, and they didn't feel the need to even bid for any of them. So they're backing their fast bowlers, which is good to see because they're all Indian and they're all young, and they are exciting. But overall, they just went for three buys. Mujib is an interesting choice. I don't know whether we would see Mujib and Rashid both
Mhm.
bowl in the same match. Might be
And
a bang.
Nabi. And
Yep.
Nabi.
Yeah, all three Afghanistan players in the same team, so that they'll have a good relationship with each other in the dressing room, and they'll learn a lot as well. Rashid, I think, I think Nabi has helped Rashid a lot in his first few years at the IPL to settle in and to learn from the experience that Nabi has. So that's important. Kedar Jadhav is going to improve that middle order, which has been weak for the last few years. I'm not sure whether he would be a first choice in the
Hmm.
11, but he is definitely an option. And then he'll give you some good part-time off spin as well in the middle overs. And Suchit is a good left armer as well. They didn't have that option. Shahbaz Nadeem didn't have a good, uh, you know, good stint with the Indian team, so they maybe thought we need a left arm, a good left arm spinner, and they have that as a backup. So it's a good squad, and
Yeah.
hopefully do well.
Yeah, last time they did make the playoffs finally, even though they were in a bit of bother in the middle stages of the IPL. Jay SRH says Rakesh Kattakam. Rakesh, any questions about SRH? We will try and answer them. Advait, a couple of questions for you. First of all, Mitchell Marsh ruled out. I mean, he opted out of the IPL due to personal reasons, due to biobubble fatigue. But they have named Jason Roy as the replacement. I mean, it's quite strange because Roy, they already have Warner, Bairstow, and Williamson, and they already have a problem of plenty. Did you really get the signing of Jason Roy, or it is a surprise for you as well?
I guess they didn't get any specific replacement for Mitchell Marsh because if you see the quality of even the quality of foreign fast all round fast bowling all rounder is quite less. So they just thought that rather than getting an inexperienced guy who hasn't played a lot, they should get an experienced player. And even if Mitchell Marsh was in the squad, I don't think that Mitchell Marsh would have been in the first playing 11 because Holder did quite brilliantly in the last IPL. So I just don't think that they needed any other fast bowling all rounder in that place in the squad.
Ninad SRH plays 5 games at Chennai, 4 at Delhi, slower surfaces. Do you expect Rashid Khan to be the match winner for them? He is obviously the match winner, but again, the surfaces will support him. That's just a boost for him, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. I mean, he is the best. bowler in the T20 circuit going on right now in the world. So having to play a majority of his matches on pitches that suit his strengths would definitely uh, be of great lot of help to him. And I see him up there probably in the top five for the most wickets, even for the Purple Cap contention lift this year. Uh, in SRH, I would say Bhuvi and Rashid, both of them would be there making that list because Bhuvi also he is in pretty good form. We have seen it in the past matches that he has played now currently for India versus England. And yeah, hope to see Rashid perform good.
I also
Yeah,
think it's very important that Bhuvi is back in form for Sunrisers because they missed him last season
yeah,
big time.
definitely,
Because
definitely.
he got injured early on and they weren't able to replace him. They got Jason Holder towards the end, but Bhuvneshwar, you can back his 4 overs. Two up front and two at the death. So he's going to be a big part of this team. And the other thing is, I wonder whether they'll play 3 spinners and then maybe just play with 2 or 3 fast bowlers. Abhishek Sharma is a good left arm option.
Yeah,
Then you have
yeah,
Rashid Khan, and then you have maybe Mohammad Nabi should play. Because he's so experienced. People tend to forget that he's so experienced and he plays all over the world. He can improve that middle order as well. I know there's a strong case for Jason Holder as well to play, and both Holder and Nabi will probably not play. So I don't know whether they'll go with 3 spinners because seeing the tracks that they're playing on Chennai
yeah,
and Delhi.
yeah.
The thing is, I see
I agree with
SRH,
you. Yeah, yeah, Ninad, go ahead. Yeah,
yeah, uh, sorry to just barge in, yeah, but I see SRH how they were a potent bowling attack uh, past for the past 2 3 years before that, and this season the kind of form their bowlers are in, I see them like they might replicate those performances because you've got Bhuvi to start off, give you
yeah,
great starts, probably pick up a couple of wickets in the power play, and Natarajan is there. He's an excellent death bowler. He can get those yorkers on point, and then Rashid to control with the middle overs. So yeah, with 12 overs of such like great quality bowling, they should be one of the best bowling teams out there in this IPL.
yeah. Nikhil, you mentioned about 2 spinners, Nabi and Rashid, and obviously one of the Indian spinners in Nadeem or Abhishek Sharma. And I don't think it's a bad idea considering the pitches they're playing on. But if you play Nabi, then you can't play Bairstow, Williamson, and Warner. Now, Warner definitely plays. I think Williamson also plays. Does that mean Johnny Bairstow has to sit out?
I would play Johnny Bairstow because he's in good form as well. He's already been in India. He had a good limited overs tour. He's in good form, and I would play him. Although there is Kane Williamson could play, but me
Hmm.
personally, I'd go with Johnny Bairstow at 4, and maybe Pandey at 3, and then you can have your middle order players like Kedar Jadhav. You can have maybe Priyam Garg. You can have
Priyam Garg. Yeah.
Holder, Mohammad Nabi in there to hit those big shots. Abdul Samad is a player. I hope he really kicks on this season because he's a very good talent, and we saw some of it last season. But
Yeah.
that middle order is still a problem. It has been a problem for many years, and hopefully they resolve it in the next year's the mega auction, and they get a good middle orders players, someone who they can build their team around because that is still a problem. I think Manish Pandey has, although he's a good player, I think he still has some weaknesses.
Yeah. Advait, for you, Bairstow and Williamson, one of them. If you want to play one of them, is it Williamson? Especially if you look at the pitches. If they are turning tracks, then Williamson will be more suited to the spin bowling, I guess.
Yes, so definitely because the pitches that were in Pune, they were completely flat wickets. We saw that 300 score was quite easily chased. India, I guess, India scored in all the 3 innings 300, and if they batted sensibly in the third match, they could have just gone on to hit more than 350. So yes, they were all those flat wickets which the English batsmen used to get in England. So I guess that's the reason why Bairstow played in such a great form. But if we see in Ahmedabad, where the ball was just a bit sticking here and there, Bairstow wasn't able to do what he did in the ODIs. and the pitches which we saw in Chennai, they would be sticky. So I don't see Bairstow scoring much runs there. And Williamson, as we all know, is a proven performer against spin bowling. So he would be a better option than Bairstow.
Sumant, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this debate, the Williamson Bairstow debate, and how do you look at Sunrisers Hyderabad? Because once again, a good squad for them.
No doubt that if you put Kane Williamson and Bairstow against each other, I think Kane Williamson would come out on top because he has that class, he has that versatility of playing in all conditions and accelerating wherever he needs to. So he's the type of player who can smash sixes at the top, who can rebuild the innings if needed in the middle overs, and then also smash sixes and decimate the opposition at the end. Bairstow does that, but I feel like he doesn't have that level of versatility in Indian conditions that Kane Williamson has. So for the starting few matches, I definitely think Kane Williamson should be picked ahead of Bairstow.
But don't you think that maybe Manish Pandey should be playing that role, and Johnny Bairstow should be playing
He,
the middle order
he
role
could.
and
Yep,
target the
But
but
if
spinners?
Bairstow plays at 4, I just don't see that Bairstow can play that role of just come in and hit all those big sixes in
Because I
conditions
think
like Chennai.
because Williamson and Pandey have a very similar role in this team, and
But
then
if
I
you
think
see
the
that
balance is
Williamson
very off.
bats at a strike rate of about 140, 130, 140, he bats at that strike rate. And if you get a solid start like in 6 over 60, then Williamson can just come in and hit. We have seen then a lot of time in IPL that Williamson just comes in and hits.
yep. People
So I
assume
don't
that he was
Yeah,
people assume that he was just a test batsman, but he's
yes.
shown that he can be very dangerous in T20s as well.
Williamson has
yeah.
been pretty dangerous in the past as
Yeah,
well. Like 2018 IPL, 2019 IPL, I remember like he has hit a lot in Chennai, and it'll be pretty good to use him considering the pitches that they'll be playing the first 5 games at. So
yep.
I think an
Yeah.
unconventional method to adopt Williamson ahead of Testo, or as Shubham had earlier said, to go for three spinners. I think that would work over here. So that's what I feel.
I think another thing that we should point out is that if you play Williamson, then you will have to play a Indian keeper, which is probably
Yes, Shah
Saha.
would open.
Hmm.
Shah would just
Yeah,
open, and we had seen that in the
Me-
last few matches for Hyderabad in last year, I guess he batted quite brilliantly at the top of the order. He scored, I guess, 2 half centuries
yeah,
in 2 or 3
they have
matches. So
options.
Shah was quite brilliant there.
Yeah, they definitely have options, and
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where they go.
just a last question, Nikhil. Do you think all three can play together with Rashid Khan, or one of Nabi and one of Nabi or Holder plays?
I think one of Nabi and Holder have to play. Then
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
balance is off a little bit,
yeah.
because then I still think that Williamson and Pandey are two similar players, and I don't want them to play in the same team, because I think each player should have their own role. I think Pandey should be the player who, who's like the anchor player who will bat till the end, and rotate the strike, and at least keep one end, and the other players have to then bat around him. Like, then you can have Priyam Garg maybe bat below him, or you can have Johnny Best, or you can have Kedar Jadhav,
Yep.
Abdul Samad, all these guys.
Shubham,
Or then
let's
I think you
let's
should
build
bat.
the 11. Let's take a look at the 11.
Yeah, so I have a completely. I mean, I played all three at first. I went in with Warner, Bairstow, and Williamson, but I have now just realized that they have 8, 9 games at Chennai and Delhi. So what I would say is Warner with Saha. If Bairstow doesn't play, they have to go with Saha. Manish Pandey at 3, Williamson at 4. Uh, Nikhil, do you think Shankar has an chance of making the 11, or is it Priyam Garg?
I think he definitely has a chance, but I won't play him. He hasn't been in good form.
Yeah, so
But
I
I
don't
guess the
really rate
Hyderabad
Shankar.
management would just play him because we had seen that before injury he was their first choice
Yeah, I don't really
whenever he
rate
was available.
him.
yeah, so 5 either Shankar or Garg, 6 is Abdul Samad. Uh, in between you have to somewhere fit in there Mohammad Nabi, so that gives you an extra spinning option as well as a lower order hitter.
I think the thing about Mohammad Nabi is that last season he didn't play a single game. He was there
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
season and he didn't play a single game, which was very surprising. So I don't know now. All of a sudden, would they now go to Navi and say now you have to play all our games?
Yeah, so that would be a question which they need to answer. So yeah, Warner, Saha, Pandey, Williamson. It can be Johnny Bairstow, as Nikhil says, Shankar or Priyam Garg. Abhishek Sharma is also an option because he is a good batsman as well as a 2-3 overs bowler. Abdul Samad definitely plays. Nabi, Rashid Khan. Now the question is Nadeem or Abhishek Sharma, because both of them are left arm spinners. Even Jagdish Suchit, as Nikhil mentioned, is an option. Apart from that, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Sandeep Sharma, T. Natarajan, Khalil is an option, and Siddharth Kaul is an option
Guys,
for the.
guys, we have 12 people in here. I think we have
Yeah.
one extra guy.
Yeah.
Gotta kick someone out.
Yeah, so that has to be Sandeep Sharma if they want to go in with three spinners,
Yeah,
or else if they want to go in with three pacers, then it has to be Shahbaz Nadeem. Yeah,
I'll tell you my team and I want to see what you guys think about it.
yeah,
So
sure.
yeah,
what I would do is I'd go with David Warner and Abhishek Sharma because I think Abhishek Sharma is best suited at the
brilliant,
top.
brilliant. I agree
Yeah.
with you at that point, and that's it.
Yeah, at three you can play either Pandey or Priyam Garg for me.
Okay,
I think both of
yeah.
them will offer the pretty much the same. At number four, Bairstow. Five, I
Hmm.
would go with Kedar Jadhav, an experienced player. You know who can he can play some innovative shots at the death. Six, you go with either Holder or Navi based on conditions. Seven, Abdul Samad. Eight,
Hmm.
Rashid, and then your three Indian fast bowlers, Bhuvneshwar, Natarajan, and Sandeep or Siddharth.
Yeah, I like this 11, but Johnny Bairstow has to bat at 4 because then Williamson will not
Yeah,
get a chance because Abhishek Sharma is opening, so you need a keeper, so Bairstow has to play.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, let's see how they go in their first game. Let's move on to the next team, which is the Royal Challengers Bangalore, making the playoffs last time after a lot of years. I don't know when did well, after 2016. 2016 they made the
26.
finals, lost
Yeah.
to SRH, lost to SRH. Keep in mind SRH, the better team obviously, and then made to the
The
playoffs last.
banter team, as some people call RCB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so again a lot of changes in their squad, and the point which I want to make right on top is they released Moin Ali 1.7 cr, better and cheaper player than Glenn Maxwell 14.25 cr. They released Chris Morris 10 cr, best death bowler in IPL 2020 as per economy, and got in Kyle Jamieson for 15 cr. First of all, somebody please explain me this strategy. Nina, let's start with
You've put me in a bad spot here
They
because
had
I'm
too
as
much
clueless.
money to spend. They had too much
Uh,
money.
I'm
They didn't
as
know. They were
clueless as you
clueless.
are.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only
I
person
think
who
it's
can.
unfair to say that Moen Ali is better than Maxwell. Yeah, he had a bad season last year, but
Well,
But
he
if you
was
maybe
the
in
if
top.
you
terms
his
of
current form, maybe.
all-rounder skills,
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the overall IPL record, and we all know what Maxwell does. After 2014, he hasn't really fired in the IPL. So based on that, apart from that, obviously Maxwell is a better T20 player, no
Yeah.
doubt about that.
Yeah,
The
but
only
I
yeah,
have
the only
Dan
person who
Christian.
could explain this is Mike Hessen. And yeah, you got to know what's happening in his mind right there. But then yeah, they have got a pretty some good solid buys over there. They've got Glenn Maxwell, obviously. They've got Kyle Jamieson, Dan Christian. Dan Christian, ha,
Is a good buy, yeah.
yeah, he is exceptional. He played really well in the Big Bash. He comes to the
Second
end, he
fastest
just
fifteen.
Agreed.
tonks it.
He got
Yeah.
the win as well.
So players like Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, I feel with the inclusion of Maxwell and Christian, like the likes of players like that, Kohli, as he said, he would be opening in this IPL. So he would probably play with much more freedom because he knows that he has these experienced guys at the end who he can count on. Hopefully, he can count on Maxwell. But then, yeah, and then they've got Padikkal is in good form, but yeah, unfortunately, he has been
Tested positive, yeah.
tested positive for corona.
Hmm.
Um, Other than that, Sundar has been in good touch as well.
So
So,
Padikkal will be the first game.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so. He might
No,
miss
he
it,
was
right?
asking will he miss the first game.
Yeah, he would
Yes,
miss the
yes.
first game.
Yeah, but the main question and the main big news for the RCB fans is that Virat Kohli is opening in this season. And otherwise, has he just announced that he will score 1,000 runs with 4 centuries and 11 half centuries?
Someone else has announced it, but yes, Kohli will do it.
Yeah, so Nikhil, let's come to you. You are saying that Maxwell a good buy. Oh, I will tell you one of the reasons why they went for Maxwell, because we were looking at the run rates in the middle overs and it's the lowest 6.93 in the middle overs, which is the lowest by all the 8 teams in the whole tournament. Virat Kohli was batting at a strike rate of 110. AB de Villiers at a strike rate of 115. These are the middle over strike rates. So they needed a middle order hitter. And I think they looked at Maxwell's numbers and obviously he smashes it in the middle over. So is that the reason for getting in Maxwell?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think the one thing about Maxwell is he's a very form player. I think if once he's in good form, then he can't be stopped. But if he's in bad form, then I think they should quickly recognize that and try to change things up, because then that will keep on hurting them. Because I just think you just have to keep on backing Maxwell otherwise, and then sometimes everything turns too late. Your half the season is over, and then you're already at the bottom of the table. So,
I
but they have good options in backup as well.
You
I
have a
guess
great
that's why they
option
brought in
in
Daniel Christian, because
Yeah,
either if Kyle Jamieson or Glenn Maxwell, either of them have a bad season, then they can just bring in Dan Christian because he's a brilliant T20 player.
yeah.
So
But Dan
that was
Christian
a
hasn't played in
great
the
buy.
IPL for a long time.
Yes,
He played
Yeah,
for
true.
RCS
uh,
last time, right?
He played for Deccan
Pune,
Chargers back
tech.
in
Pune Super Giants.
2011.
Right.
Rising Pune, Rising Pune.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, RSP as well.
RCS.
Yeah, yeah.
Another
So
underrated buy
RCS.
is Mohammad Azharuddin. I think he scored the second. Is it no second? I think right, the
Yeah,
fastest.
second fastest
Yeah.
century.
So you have another power hitter in him as well. Considering all your other options, that is also a really good buy, and I'm looking forward to see him click in this IPL. It's a really good
yeah.
platform for him to establish himself. So that's also a player to look out, I feel.
I think like last season they still have a good team this year as well,
Yeah,
and they can go well.
more or
Interest.
less is the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the case every single year, isn't it, Aditya?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always come out with a great team. They have amazing players, to be honest, but I don't know, it just doesn't work out for them at the end. Like, even if they do come till the playoffs, they somehow screw it up somewhere. You
Well,
know,
let's look at the bowling because that's
bowling, yeah,
always one issue.
exactly.
Do you think Sani and Siraj will both find a place in the 11? I personally think it'll just be one.
I don't
Saini
think that
and
Virat Kohli is having enough confidence on Navdeep Saini.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think
he's
Mohammad
tried
Siraj
him.
would.
Yeah.
It's considering the recent run of games, I think Kohli would still back Siraj, like he would play him more than he
Yeah.
would play Saini, and use Saini as a backup. I think he'll still go for Siraj, and Siraj has performed really well. We all know. So
I guess
And
that's why they brought in Harshal Patel also. I guess that's the reason they're
Yeah,
needing Harshal
Harshal
Patel.
Patel is
oh yeah, yeah,
a good
yeah.
option.
Yes,
Harshal Patel is
because
a
the
good
Harshal
option.
Patel has
Patel.
even played for RCB, I guess, before.
in the
Yes,
past,
yes,
yeah.
he
Harshal Patel
has.
even,
Uh-huh.
Yes,
and
he has.
he performed quite decently. It wasn't so bad for him. I guess he might just come in ahead of Saini because Saini wasn't at his best. He was making runs, and so I guess it might be Harshal Patel.
Yeah, a couple of interesting comments coming in. Trolling, people are trolling RCB, saying that supporting RCB same as voting Rahul. I guess he's talking
Yeah,
about
Rahul or
Rahul.
Rahul Gandhi.
Rahul Gandhi, obviously. KL Rahul, you can't vote for KL Rahul. Let's just look at venues for RCB. They start at Chennai. They have 5 games at Kolkata, which is a pretty good batting surface. So the batsmen will enjoy there. The likes of Saini and Siraj might as well enjoy there because there is a good bounce and offer in Kolkata. So Saini, even though he didn't pick up wickets in the last season, he bowls with pace, and Virat Kohli, we all know, is somebody who likes pace. So we might as well see Saini. We will have a look at the playing 11, probable 11. Obviously, Padikkar won't be there. for the first couple of games. So you might see
I
Mohammad Azhar.
guess Sundar might just come up and open. It might be
I
a
would
great
like I
opportunity
would
for
like to
I
see
that
that.
should be
Sundar.
tried. That should be
Yeah,
tried definitely
Hmm.
That will
because
even
he's
give
a
them
much
one more
better
extra bowling
batsman.
option.
Yes, he's a much
okay.
better batsman than people think. He
Yeah,
is.
So Sundar
obviously
and
we
Kohli
saw
to
that in
open.
Gap. If Padikkal is not there, which he will not be there for the first game, though I don't have a problem with Sundar. Fantastic
Left
batsman.
right combination as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Sundar
he
to
just
open with
continues
Kohli,
that.
De Villiers 3, Maxwell 4. You have a Sachin baby, Mohammad Azharuddin, Rajat Patidar is also a good option. I was watching a couple of footages of him batting and he smacks it, so he can be an option. Dan Christian should play because he can be the bridge between the batting and the bowling. He
Yep.
can come in at the death, smash it. He can bowl a couple of overs. He can even bowl at the death. He has good Yorkers. And then the bowlers. What do you think of this 11?
I guess Sachin maybe and Mohammad Azharuddin both will play because we had seen that Mike Hassan was quite impressed with Sachin Baby before the auction. They were quite interested in getting Sachin Baby because he's a left-hander and they wanted someone who can hit big because he was saying that they didn't have any left-hander who could hit the spinners in the middle over. So they wanted someone like Sachin Baby. He was
But
quite
who
interested.
would you play then instead of him? Would you
I
leave?
Sundar will just go up the order and I guess both Sachin Baby and
Yeah.
Mohammad Azharuddin will play for first match. Both of them
For
might play.
first match,
Yeah.
for first match. But I think it's
And then
important.
depending on the form, either of them will, I guess, will play.
I think Chal needs to have a good season. If Chal
Yeah.
doesn't
Yes.
season, then their bowling it will just fall apart.
He basically
Like,
carries RCB's
The
bowling.
bowling
Pretty,
department.
yeah,
pretty obvious.
because Saini and Siraj, I don't really rate as T20 bowlers.
Yes.
They have
So he
good
just
pace
has
and
the pace.
yeah, they have good pace, and I think for Test matches they're much more better suited than for T20s. Kyle Jamieson as well. I think he bowls very fast,
Yes.
like a
Like
tall,
130
tall.
by 140, I guess. Not too
Yeah,
quick.
so then I don't know how like T20 suited. How many bowlers are there? Dan Christian, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I agree with Jamison, Siraj, and Saini there. But the thing with Saini is if he can get his length right, because with pace, if you bowl too full, you are going to get smacked. If he can pull his length back, which Mark Wood did pretty well in that India England series, that would be key for him. Uh,
I
Ninad,
think surfaces also is
yeah,
important. Which surfaces
Yep.
these fast
Yes.
bowlers play on?
agree. Ninad, thoughts on Jamison, 15 CR, hasn't played the IPL, got smacked in the Australia New Zealand series to a certain extent. What do you expect from him?
Um, he would have not such a great tournament, but I guess it would be mediocre. But I doubt he would live up to his price tag of 15 CR. Like how the same way which
That
Cummins had
comments.
last, yeah, with Pat Cummins, what happened last year, it would be something like that. He would be among the wickets, but not as their strike go-to bowler, which some other teams have.
They also have Kane Richardson, who is a pretty good death bowler in the Big Bash League, and Daniel Sam. So those are the couple of options they can look at. Apart from that, this seems to be the overall 11 for RCB. Let's move on to the next team and let's talk about the defending champions. That's the Mumbai Indians. We have the Mumbai Indians fan Ninad Lakde with us. Ninad, first of all, tell us: is it that Mumbai Indians just gets the best players and they just come on the field and perform and win the trophy? Is it like that, or is it something more to that?
No, I don't think so. A lot of people say that. Am I? I mean, yeah, it's the joke that which goes on that. Okay, yeah, MI का owner is Ambani, तो पैसा ही है. And then, but yeah, there's more to that. It's not just that. So let's take an example, say of Trent Bolt. Okay, Trent Bolt he was in Delhi Capitals before. Before that, he was in KKR. But they exactly didn't use him in the right way. They didn't use him as well as MI did, right? So like it's not as simple as it seems. Okay, so there were some reasons why Bolt worked well in MI. So first thing was he was going to bowl with Jasprit Bumrah. So it's going to be hard to score against a quality bowler like Bumrah. So they're going to target your other bowlers. So both
I think he's having some net issues. We will get back to him once he comes back. But
But I think the
Suman,
point here,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt, but I think the point he
go
was
ahead.
emphasized on was that they know how MI knows how to use their players well, and we've even
Properly.
seen with Rohit Sharma, like in those situations where the pressure is more. We saw it in the recent ODI series as well, right? So Rohit
Yep.
Sharma was able to kind of handle his players a little more effectively. I feel it's just my opinion than Kohli. But the way he understands his players, the way he gets with them, talks with them, and he utilizes the players to their strengths, so they know how they feel comfortable with it. So I think that's what clicks with MI, and that's led them to become an kind of like an all-star team. So that's a plus point over there.
Yeah, so
Right,
Ninad
right.
is back. Ninad, you were
Ninad,
talking
go
about
ahead.
he was going to bowl with Bumrah.
Yeah. y- Yep. Sorry about that. My connection, it's a bit poor. Yeah. So right. So if Bolt knows that he's going to get targeted, right? Because you're going
Yeah,
to bowl with a top class bowler like Bumrah. So he understands this, and then MI use Bolt primarily for a swing, and then those can be that can be seen in the numbers. It can be reflected in the numbers because Bolt had bowled around 36. Let me get the numbers. Yeah, he had bowled 36 overs in the power play, and he picked up 16 wickets. And his average economy and strike rate was excellent. He was by far the best power play bowler in last year's season. His economy was 6.72, his strike rate was 13.5, and his average was 15.12. So with these numbers at the top, naturally you think that, right, he's bowling quite well in the power play, so why not give him the ball in the death as well? But then he occasionally did bowl in the death around 15 to 18 overs in his 15 games which he got, but he got hit, and MI was quick to know that, so they didn't give him much overs in the death, right? So he got only 7 wickets in the death from 18 overs, and yeah, his economy was 10.36. So he was more than, like, he was bad, but he was below average for the death.
I
So
guess other than
like,
Jasprit Bumrah, each and every MI bowler was smashed in the death overs. I guess
yeah,
about
exactly. Bumrah had an economy
yes.
of about 7, but rest everyone got smashed. So this was like how MIU's bowled, their thought process behind it. So yeah, that's how I would say that they know what players to target, how to use them, and bring the best out of them.
yeah. I think Ninad makes an excellent point there. He just showed how Mumbai Indians know how to use the players. Another example, Surya Kumar Yadav. He was with Kolkata Knight Riders. They kept using him at number 6, number 7. Suddenly, he's up the order at number 3. He's scoring 500 runs for them. So, excellent points there from Ninad Lakde
I
about
think
it.
another thing that is
Yeah.
sometimes not noticed by fans is that when you have the same kind of support staff and captain
Hmm.
for many,
Hmm.
many years, then their thinking is very much alike, and they have the
Yeah.
same plans and same strategies. And MI for a long time have had Mahela and Rohit as their captain, which has worked
And
very well.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah, which has worked very well. And MI are now the team to beat this season. They're going for three in a row. It's never
They're
been done in.
always a team to beat every season.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
quote
They have
to quote
added
Harsha Vogle,
motivation this season.
Yes, 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 definitely.
yeah, to quote Harsha
So,
Vogle, he has said that MI on paper MI looks to score a hat trick right now.
Yep. They pretty much look
Yeah,
invincible.
yeah. I
yeah.
won't be
So,
surprised if they win again this season because they're so good.
yeah, so there is absolutely no point to look at Discord because it's pretty similar to the last one. The only thing they did is release Nathan Goldeneye and bought him for a cheap price. Yes, they got Adam Milne, Piyush
Hmm.
Chawla. James Nisham is a replacement for Pollard, and 3 youngsters in Yudhvir Singh, Macro Jansen, and Arjun Tendulkar. Otherwise, once again, same 11, same squad, same result.
I don't get same result because doing 3 times in a row might be a bit tough for any team. I am just saying it might be tough, but yes, definitely top 4 for MI.
See, Personally, I think the only way they're not winning this season is if like either the really close
Injuries.
games go against them, yeah, injuries happen, or some of their key players are like super out of form, and all three things won't happen at once.
Yeah.
So playoffs is
I
pretty much
guess if the injury
guaranteed.
happens, then India might lose the World Cup.
Oh, yeah, because half of them are Mumbai Indians players.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
got
that is
players
true.
from Mumbai.
Yeah.
It only got little better. He's talking about the squads. There are a couple of
Yeah.
concerning things about for the Mumbai Indians, which I would like to point out. They play uh, 9 of their games at Chennai and Delhi, which is very different from Mumbai. And you need good spinners. And the only concerning department from Mumbai is the spinners. Krunal Pandya and Rahul Char weren't at their real best in the last couple of seasons. So Char still you could see got a couple of wickets here and there. Krunal Pandya, even though he's been economical, no wickets at all, 6 wickets in 16 games. Expect a better performance from him. Nikhil and Ninad, what do you think? Can this be something which the teams can target the spinners, score heavily against them, and then put them on the back foot?
Yeah,
To be
definitely. I
personal.
think. Yeah, I think they might even maybe play an extra spinner, seeing their the surfaces that they play. Another thing that I just noticed is that no team has a home fixture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I wonder whether they would change their combination that's so good. But yeah, that is something that teams will definitely target. It's not that Mumbai don't have good spinners, Krunal and Chahar. They have a lot of responsibility and they're good players. They're part of the Indian Indian setup as well. So yeah, but the teams will target that.
Ninal, but
What
should
I
they
would
change combination which is of two overseas fast bowlers? They like to play Bolt and either NCN or Adam Milne. Do you think there is an opportunity to get in a third spinner, either Jayant Yadav or Piyush Chawla?
um, well, if they do that, then there would be an open overseas slot as well, which would be
Yeah.
created. So uh, it's a really hard decision to make because if you have an open overseas slot, you want to use it, but you don't see room to use it because your top order is filled with players, and you won't replace players like Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav with Chris Lynn. So, well, maybe they might, but then what I think MI would do is back their talent because they've always been doing that. They back their players, and their players give the best. And we've seen England also pull it off this time because with only Adil Rashid, he was the only spinner bowling on a spin-friendly wicket, and they backed their bowlers. Mark Wood, he performed really well, and they just kept hitting the right areas and made it hard for the opposition to score. So, with some decent bowling, which would try to restrict them to the opponent to say 180s probably or 160s, even if they get hit, they have a more than capable batting to chase down big targets because you've got some good players of spin in Surya Kumar Yadav. Hardik Pandya can hit the ball really long. Same with Pollard.
I guess everyone is a
So
good player of spin in MI.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so just let's quickly have a look at the probable 11. I think I agree with what Ninad said. They won't change their combination much. Might go in with NCN and Bolt. Apart from that, it's pretty much certain. Peacock might not be available for the first game, first couple of games. So you might see
Chris
Chris.
Lynn.
That's something they might look at because Lynn doesn't start well against spin. Even Rohit Sharma sometimes can be iffy against spin at the top. So teams might with a couple of spinners in the power play. Apart from that, Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Pollard, Pandya, Bolt, Bumrah, and Shahar. That's pretty much certain. This is the 11 for MI. And once again, with this team, they have to make the top four. I mean, with this team and this squad, they have to make the top four. They don't have any other option because it's just too strong,
Yeah.
isn't
I
it?
guess if they don't make the top four, then it would be the biggest disappointment, I guess, in the whole century. Because if you can't make top four with this team, then I don't see with which team you can make a top four.
Pressure on Ninad. Pressure on Ninad right now from the
bold
It's
of
too
start.
that
I
strong.
coming
think
from a
That's
CSK
the
fan
issue. The
who came
issue
seventh
the
last
issue with MI is too
season.
strong. Huh?
Yeah, issue with MI is they're too strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's move on to their arch rivals, Chennai Super Kings, who for the first time in the history of the IPL didn't make the playoffs in IPL 2020. But still, they haven't made huge changes in the squad. A couple of changes they have left out the likes of. I'll just show the squad in a minute. They have left out the likes of Murli Vijay and Kedar Jadhav, who obviously didn't do
Harbhajan
anything,
Singh.
just lost games for them. Yeah, Harbhajan Singh as well. They got Moeen Ali, I think, goodbye. He's an excellent hitter of spin bowling. You'll check his strike rate against spin, that's over 170. Krishnappa Gautam is a decent buy. They paid a lot for him, but if he can come good, then it's good. Pujara, I don't think he will make the 11, but they have bought him so that he gets some money. Harishankar Reddy, Bhagwat Varma, and Hari Nishant as the Indian uncapped players. Aditya, first of all, what are your thoughts on this squad? Josh Hazelwood will miss out. Just need to mention that Josh Hazelwood will miss out. And Uttappa, they are bought in from a trade. Yeah. Aditya, your thoughts on this squad?
It definitely looks like a good upgrade from the last season which we had. Uh, I think that I think the biggest boon that we got this time is Suresh Raina, because last time our middle order was tumbling down a lot. Like it was really unstable, and I think Raina is the one who can kind of give a proper balance, like a proper bridge between the opening and the lower middle order. So I think his availability ensures a lot of things for CSK this season. So that's a big plus point for CSK. And yeah, it's a pretty strong squad. We have amazing all rounders in our team. I mean, we got Moeen Ali. You know him, like how he bats against spin. Just as Shubham told, his strike rate is above 170, and he's a proven player. You know that he can deliver with both the bat and the ball. You have Krishnappa Gautam. You already got amazing. I mean, you paid a lot of money for Gautam, but I think he's not a bad player. Like everybody would look to put pressure on him because of the price tag of 9.25 crores. But I think he has delivered with the bat in the death overs. I think he hit 446. I don't remember when that was. In the death overs, he had hit a lot of runs and he had saved the team. He had saved India B, I think. Yeah. So Gautam has clicked at many times, so he's a good buy. He can offer with the ball and the bat as well. Robin Uthappa, amazing season back in 2014. Definitely, he's lost touch. He's not been the same Uthappa that we saw when we were kids, but definitely he would prove to. I mean, he would look forward to getting his form back by playing this IPL. And yeah, as I said, you have amazing all rounders, and the I think the only biggest weakness for us right now is that we are playing our first 5 games in Mumbai. So it's a fast bowler friendly pitch, and I don't think we have a lot of good bowling. I mean, you have Thakur again who can bowl and bat, but Negidi, Chahar, not even Thakur, other than Negidi and Chahar, you don't have people bowling 140 plus, and I really don't know how that would, you know, pay out for CSK. But let's see. Like you got players, you got good backup, you got a proper middle order. So I'm hoping it'll be fine this time for us.
See, I like to think that cricket is a game of ifs and buts. And last season, what happened was we were missing a few key players, and a few senior players didn't perform, right?
Ninad
But
Exactly.
laughing in. Ninad laughing in.
not laughing. But and people are criticizing, CSK's age and everything. But think about it this way: with a similar squad, with those same senior players, CSK did win the trophy in their comeback year, right? Was that
Exactly.
2018?
2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
In 19 they were
So
the runners up.
yeah, and 19 they were
Runners
the
up.
runners. So it's not like they can't do it. It's not like it's impossible because they've done it before. And on any team's day, anyone can perform and anyone can win. We saw that in Australia.
You can never
We saw
rule
that
out CSK. You can
you can.
never
You
rule
just
them out.
if you say that they ended seventh last year, so they have no chance this year, then mm, you definitely shouldn't be
Because
betting or making.
you never know how unpredictable Dhoni can get.
Yeah,
Considering the fact that he has a lot of options at his disposal, you can't even make a playing 11 properly with
you
CSK.
can't. You
There's
can't.
so many
There's just not enough.
combinations to do. So it looks exciting this year for CSK. So
Yep.
let's see.
The biggest thing I feel is Suresh Raina, as Adi was speaking about, because Suresh Raina is, I think, before Virat Kohli, I think Virat Kohli might have
Yes.
overtaken him right now, but he has the highest runs in IPL, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
yes.
Before the start of
And
last season, he was, I
huh,
guess, ahead of Kohli by 20-25 runs.
exactly. So he
Uh,
was ahead of Kohli. He's still the second highest IPL run getter. So that's no mean feat. That is pretty impressive. And he's such a senior player. He's played for India and for CSK for so long that he knows the atmosphere. He knows the conditions and everything. He knows the team. And coming back in will be huge news because we've seen what Suresh Raina can do. He can decimate oppositions on his day,
yes.
and that's the kind of player you need in there at three. Um, okay, so I personally think Ambati Raidu, as he's done before, he's proved that he can play in various positions, whether it's opening, whether it's number three, whether it's number four. They just send him anywhere and he performs. So he could play that floater's role this year as well, but it would probably be better to give him like an extended run in a fixed position. And
Hmm.
seeing Robin Uthappa in there, I trust him because Dhoni has shown that basically with senior players, with old players who are experienced, he knows how to make the best of them. Like he brought the best out of Shane Watson, he brought the best out of Faf du Plessis, all these players. So Robin Uthappa, even though he hasn't performed amazingly well in the past few years for the different franchises, I think
And
he'll be
and
used
uh,
properly. Yeah,
and Watson and Faf were the highest. I think the highest run getters for us last season. They were the ones who clicked almost every game. And
maybe it
our
was
Watson,
2019. I
yes.
That was 19.
Faf and Faf and
I also
Faf
Watson.
was the only guy
I'm
who
not sure.
performed last
yeah,
season for
Yes.
CSK.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Towards the end, Gaikwad, he was
yeah.
Yeah,
That,
Gaikwad. Yeah,
Backward three consecutive
yeah,
runs.
that is one thing we really need to talk about because um,
exactly.
yeah.
CSK were winning, CSK were losing so much in the last season, and then at the end, when all hope was lost, they had no hope to qualify. They're like, okay, let's give
They just
the
got the
new,
momentum in the last three matches for
yeah,
this
let's
Yeah.
time to
give the
run.
Yeah.
new people a game. And Ruturaj Gaikwad came in and scored a few 50s, and he just won a few matches for them, and that was
I'm excited
incredible.
to see him perform this IPL. It'll be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he's an exciting young player. But what are your thoughts on Dhoni? Might be his last year as captain or as player. What are your
It is
thoughts?
it is possible.
That question hurts a lot.
It does hurt.
definitely not.
Yeah.
It is
थोड़ा ज्यादा हो
possible that
गया.
it could be a
Because
last year.
he hasn't played cricket for so long. And Dhoni's had such an amazing career. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out and has an absolutely amazing season. And absolutely smashes it
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think I agree with you, Nikhil. This could be his, breakout season. Like, he explodes. He bats well.
Yeah. Because he has no pressure now.
He
He
does.
doesn't
Yeah,
because he
exactly.
has so many senior players around him now who can handle the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also feel
Yeah,
like he's kind of waiting for maybe next season so that he can get that mega auction and he can just, change the whole team up.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
I
Yeah. Hmm.
a lot of these players won't be there next season.
I like to
True,
think
true.
that he's the type of person who would have one specific captain in mind for the upcoming season. So he'll only go after he's fixed that. So maybe
Yeah.
he
And
takes the next season and grooms a captain for
he'll
the future.
definitely have a role
I
in
guess
in,
that's the
in
reason why
the
Suresh
camp as
Raina
well.
has not been yet named as the vice captain.
Yep,
That's
yep.
the
Yeah,
only reason I
right. They
see.
haven't decided a vice captain yet. Yeah,
That's
it's.
the
I
only
think
reason I see.
Raina and Jaddu. Like we don't
Is
really
there a
know.
chance that Jadeja could be
Yeah,
given captaincy or vice captaincy in the future?
I think he should be
I
definitely.
given.
I don't think that
He's
Jaddu has
playing.
even captained in
Yeah, exactly.
Ranji matches.
That's
But
the
I
thing.
think
I
he's
just
Yeah.
such
don't
an
remember.
important player for CSK. he does everything, and I think in the next few years, like in the mega auction next year, if they kind of build the team around Jaddu, I think that won't be a bad idea. Having him as like a captain, or at least
Hmm.
retaining him. I mean, they will
or,
definitely.
or, or as a vice captain even.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And
I
Dhoni
mean,
will
look,
definitely have like a backroom like role, 100%.
Hmm.
Maybe mentor, something like that.
you
Yes, yes,
want
definitely.
you want to look at the strongest 11? Have we looked at that?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
before that, I had a question for you guys about
Yeah.
CSK. Now, you mentioned they won in 2018, absolutely brilliant, but still, a lot of those guys, you have Faf, Watson, Dhoni, Raina, even Raidu, who were playing in and around the Indian team. Dhoni was in the Indian team, Raidu was going to make the Indian team, made the Indian team in 18. Raina was still around the Indian team. Most of these guys haven't had match practice, and that's exactly what hampered them in the last season. Do you think it will hamper them once again, or Raina has played a couple of say Mustaq Ali Trophy games, but wasn't at his best. Raidu pretty similar. And the fast bowlers are in touch. Thakur Char have played, but though again the top order you see Raidu, Raina, and Dhoni haven't played. So does that hamper your chances, or you think they will be back in great form? Advait?
I think
Okay. I just don't think that CSK are a team that I think they don't won't make the mistake. They won't repeat the mistake. I think
from
they have
last
got enough time, 14 to 15 days. I guess 24th March, I guess they started practicing. So it would make almost 15 to 16 days of practice. And we had seen that Dhoni was hitting some big sixes out of the park. So I guess it won't be much of a problem this time around because 15 days practice, I guess that should be enough because they have been practicing well.
Yep.
Yeah, Suman.
And one more thing is a lot of their players right now. You've been seeing them in the international matches so much in such great touch. Sam Curran, you've seen what he did in the last match against India. Jadeja, although he's come back from injury, um, he's proven what he can do, right? And Shardul Thakur has been performing exceptionally well, even in the shorter formats for India and in the longer formats. And even as a batsman, he's shown what he can do. So these are huge positives for CSK going forward. And along with the senior players and their experience in the team, these young players are the ones who will be match winners for CSK now, especially going forward.
Hmm.
Yes, so just a last question before we move on to the 11. Aditya, you want to answer this? You have been talking about this. Cheteshwar Pujara, what is his role with the team? Is he going to warm the benches? Is he going to make the first 11? Is he the opener? What is his role exactly?
I think he would be a solid backup because Pujara, I think I saw a couple of days back, he was smashing a lot of sixes
Sixes, yeah,
the session. It's good to see that kind of confidence in Pujara, considering the fact that he plays. You know how defensively he plays in cricket, so it was nice to see that. That's pretty reaffirming as to what he can do in the T20 matches. So yeah, Pujara would probably. I don't see him getting a lot of chances in the regular playing 11, but I think he would be a backup in case he could be used as a solid opener. I feel in case anything happens to Ruturaj and Faf or he could be used as a backup over there. Otherwise, I don't see because he'll be most effective when it comes to the power play overs. So I'm not sure whether he'll be much in. I mean, I won't see him in much effect after that. But yeah, I that's where it stands for me between him and the squad. So I
yep,
think that, and he's proven his caliber in the IPL. A lot of people say that Pujara won't be able to play well with CSK, but he has gotten a lot of runs back in with Punjab. I think in 2013 or 14. I don't remember the year, but he has proven himself in the IPL. So this won't be anything new for him. And if he's given a chance, he'll do well. So
yep.
that's what I feel.
I
A counter argument to this is that it's been pretty long since Pujara has played T20 IPL. I mean,
T20, yeah.
and see,
That's true. Yeah.
Pujara is our wild card when it comes to Test matches. You need someone to bat for long. You need someone to stay in there. you look at Pujara, right? So playing IPL, I just hope that it doesn't mess with his test technique because the World Test Championship is coming up, and
Pujara's
You want Pujara to be on his A game in the Test series.
No, I think his mentality, his mindset is trained in such a way. I mean, it's tuned in such a way that he'll be able to adapt himself, I feel like, because
Yeah, let's hope for
seen
that.
that. Yeah, so
Yeah, he
like
should be.
T20 meets, yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's a T20 game, he'll get into that mode. I'm pretty sure he's not that. I don't think he'll be that irresponsible to forget his responsibility in the Test cricket games. I think he'll do well in that as well. But yeah, uh, it will be fun to watch Pujara play. Oh, it'll be really
Yeah.
fun.
If you, Ninad, I just want to talk about this. If you
Yeah,
look at this man's temperament, it's
yeah,
sure he can defend, he can do all that, but you've seen in so many of his innings that he starts slow, he defends, and eventually when he's set, he can up the ante, right? Even in test matches. He doesn't take unnecessary risks because it's a test match and he needs to bat for 1.5 days. That's a different story. But he has shown that he has the skill to
right.
hit boundaries. And now that he's playing in the IPL, he has a remodeled batting action. If you saw in those videos, he has a much higher backlift, and that's helping him hit sixes. So I think he has that level of confidence right now that he can adapt to different situations and play. And there is no shortage of technique and skill in Pujara's batting. I can assure you that. So it'd be worth
So
watching him.
take only one thing in Test. Ante up means 5 runs per over. In
Yep,
T20,
yep.
ante up means 12 runs per over, and Pujara's strike rate in his IPL career is less than 100. You don't want that
99.86.
to happen when you're supposed to score at strike rates of
Yep.
150.
It's a risky move, but I'm sure they'll give him a few chances at least later on. If not the first
Yeah,
few games, then later on.
it should be surprising.
Yep.
Definitely, it should be interesting to watch over the coming time.
As a fan of any other team, I would be happy to see Pujara playing for CSK.
I agree to
I
that.
just keep him
That's why
tied
I'm not
down.
complaining.
And let's move on to the probable 11. Advait has given this 11 because I was completely clueless because there are a lot of options. Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis, I agree with that. Uttappa is an option, but I think they should start with Gaikwad and du Plessis.
Yep.
Raina coming back at 3. His favorite position is he is ever reliable at that position. Raidu at 4, Dhoni at 5. Karan Jadeja, Thakur Char. I think these are lock-ins. Karan Jadeja, Thakur Char, and then Bravo based only on the conditions in Mumbai. If they're conducive to pace bowling, they should go in with Bravo, not Imran Tahir and Moeen Ali. And they can obviously pick one of Ali and Tahir. Ali, if they can pick, he can bat up the order, and then Tahir obviously bats at 11. So I think that's a pretty solid 11. Your thoughts on this?
It looks pretty strong. And yeah, as you said, if it's obviously, I think they would be starting Bravo. Bravo is known for his cutters, and that will work really well with in Mumbai, I feel. But then again, with the amount of options that we have, think something, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think with the amount of options, that
Go again.
going,
What's
yeah,
happening?
it's a Yeah, okay. So I think with the amount of options that we have with the squad, there are many ways to recombine this 11. For me, this 11 is really good. Like it's probably the same 11 that it is the same 11 that I have. But then I think they would be looking forward to playing even Gautam. I think because of price tag, they would look forward to putting him in place of probably they would look forward to putting him in place of Jaddu for because they would want to try him out first, maybe. Uh, and I even we would see, yeah, it's pretty much the same 11 that I have, and even Negidi once he comes back, I think he would be taking the place of Tahir. So yeah.
Yeah, I like this 11, and personally,
Ideally, yeah.
I
Yes,
would go with Ali over Tahir. I would go with Mohan Ali over Tahir because of the form he's in right now. and also because Ali also offers a lot with the bat. You don't have to bat him down at 11. He's a much better batsman than that. So you can bat him higher up the order as well if you want. And his bowling has also been pretty good in the England versus India series. And he's been in these conditions for a while now. And personally, I think Tahir, when was the last time he played? I don't think he's played for a while, right? So it would probably
Yeah.
be better to give
Uh,
the guy who has match practice again.
Ali could even play after Dhoni, is
Yeah.
what I like ideally. And then after that, probably Karan Jaddu will come, Thakur, her same, and Bravo, the same thing.
If
But
Moin Ali plays, then they have batting till 10. Shardul
Yeah.
Thakur comes in at
you
10.
have, yeah, you have enough depth in the squad. I compared to
Deepak
last
Chahar
year.
can back.
So
Frankly, Deepak Chahar can
Yeah.
bat as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Chahar can bat.
In the
Yes, yes,
beginning, he
yes.
used to
Yeah.
come up. He used to come ahead of Shardul Thakur.
Deepak Chahar, nah, I would send Shardul ahead of
Uh,
him
same, same.
just because of what he did in Australia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's it about all the four teams. Now it's prediction time. You have to give your top four and the finalists because predicting a winner would be difficult. If you want, you can predict the winner and the orange cap holder and the purple cap holder at the end of the season. Who wants to go first?
Why don't you go
Not me.
first?
Okay,
I was too confident, overconfident last time.
I'll
yeah,
be
everybody picked
overconfident.
CSK.
I'll be
Everybody
I will
picked
just
overconfident
go
this
in
CSK
time.
first.
as the winners. I
Okay.
think MI make the playoffs.
Yeah.
See SRH
No
making the
surprise.
Bhuvi back in form. SRH will make the playoffs. If DC can get the combination right, the number three position right, they can make the playoffs. And because Punjab have changed their name, I'm going in with Punjab because the changing of name works. It has worked with a couple of teams, so I'm going with Punjab. I know CSK fans are pretty disappointed with my picks, but CSK has a better team than last year, but I still don't think they'll make the top four. I might be wrong. For the orange cap holder, I'm going with Virat Kohli because he's opening 14 games. You expect a lot of runs from him. And David Warner will be a strong contender because odd years, it's David Warner, 15, 17, and so I'm going with 21. So either Kohli or Warner. And for the purple cap, that's the difficult one because SRH have 9 games at on turning tracks, not exactly turning, but slow surfaces. Rashid Khan will be my pick. Ninad, go now. It's your turn.
All right. So yeah, about the orange and purple cap, you've literally stolen my words. I was going to say the same thing. So yeah, that's going to be my pick as well. For the finalists, I would say. Oh wait, let's go. Let's get for the top four first. So I see. Am I making it this year? Probably third or fourth. Then there would be Delhi because I don't know. I have a feeling that Delhi is going to play well this season as well. With Rishabh Pant getting the captaincy, I think there are big things to come because Rishabh Pant is an amazing player. Uh, and then there's going to be Punjab Kings as well. They look to be a pretty good batting side this time, and yes, the name change that should work. And the fourth team, this is a bit hard, but then I'm a bit tilted towards KKR.
No CSK, no RCB. The only reason I went with Punjab Kings is because the name change. I don't think they have a really strong team.
Wait,
The order
my
and
bad,
structures are not that good. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
my bad. I totally forgot about RCB. I'm going to keep RCB as my fourth pick
So
just
who
because
are you
Virat
leaving
Kohli.
out? Who are you leaving out? KKR or
KKR,
okay?
KKR is
Okay.
going to be left out. Yeah.
Saurav Wandekar has gone in with MI, RCB, KKR, SRH, and I know his prediction it's RCB winning the season just like it was last year. Nikhil,
Uh,
go.
Yeah, so my four teams are similar to Saurav's. I'll go with MI. MI will again have a very good season. RCB, SRH, and I'm going to go for DC.
Okay,
And
no.
And the finalist, I think it's very hard to predict the playoffs because it's just one game. Anything can
Yeah,
happen in one.
yeah.
So I'd like if SRH can win this year. So I'll go for SRH and MI, and then SRH inch out MI.
Okay, and the orange purple.
I mean, the logical option is Virat Kohli for orange cap because he's opening, he's in good form, he has good wickets to bat on. So I'll go with Virat Kohli, and the purple cap. I'm going to go for an in-form Bhuvneshwar Kumar who has experience in winning.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So Rashid Khan and Bhuvneshwar Kumar winning it for SRH. Yeah, now it's time for the CSK fans, and we all know your prediction. It's CSK winning the IPL, but you have to also give three more teams
Nah,
winning.
that's actually not my prediction.
Yeah, Sumant, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Mumbai will definitely make playoffs. Delhi Capitals will make playoffs. Um, and the other two are tricky ones. But I'll go with SRH as the third, and the fourth would be
CSK.
nah, I don't think CSK. They will
See,
probably do better. Okay, I'll go with Punjab Kings as my fourth pick.
he's trying to anti-jinx it because last time he mentioned CSK win and they came second last, so he's expecting them to come second this
See,
time because
a lot of things have to go right for CSK to like qualify for the playoffs this year,
I
and
think
they have.
CSK can make the playoffs. There's definitely a chance.
There's a chance for
There's
anything.
always there's always a chance.
I
Nikhil,
think there's
there's
a
a
good
chance that
chance.
Rajasthan Royals will crack in this year. There's a chance that
I think
RCB
there's a
will.
good chance CSK can make the playoffs.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, bro, there's not a good chance.
Orange cap and purple cap, Sumant.
Orange cap, yeah, I think Virat Kohli because the hunger he has right now, he wants runs. He's that desperate for runs. He's like, I'm going to open, screw you all. That slot is mine now. So, Kohli for orange cap and for purple cap, hmm, purple cap is a tough one. I think if Bhuvi can replicate the same form he's done in previous seasons, then yeah, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Yep.
Advait, you want to go?
CSK, SRH, MI, and DC.
Oh man, that's confidence right there.
Yeah.
That confidence
In
that you
10
said
seconds.
CSK.
In
Put
10
all of them at
seconds.
once.
In 10 seconds. CSK, SRH, MI, and DC, isn't it? Yeah. So, and the
And for
orange.
the orange cap, Virat Kohli. And for the purple cap, I'm going in for Shardul Thakur.
Yeah, even he is in great
That's
form
my
and he
choice.
picks up
Yeah,
wickets. He picks up a lot of
yeah.
wickets. You can't
He
rule
has
out
a
that.
habit of picking up wickets.
He
Yeah.
swoops in, picks two, and goes. Nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Aditya.
yeah, I think my orange cap, as everybody opted for Virat Kohli, I feel that Kohli would do well considering the form that he is in right now. He looks good. He looks confident. So I think he will look forward to this IPL in a more hungry manner. So I think Kohli is a good contender for the purple cap. I'm personally
Orange cap.
rooting for Kohli to. I mean, orange cap. I'm rooting for Kohli, and
Kohli
yeah,
getting the purple cap. Oh, I don't know what kind of a season that was.
brings back a lot of unpleasant memories. Yeah. Yeah, purple cap. I think I would go for Bowie as well, but only because he did well in the recent series, and he's become one of my favorites. So it's completely like I'm just rooting for Bowie. That's it. And my top four would be I'm easily seeing DC make it into the playoffs. MI as usual. Uh, I think this time Punjab would make it into the playoffs and CSK. So it's going to be CSK, DC, MI, and Punjab for me.
No one has
Interesting.
gone for RR.
Yeah, I would just mention that
Last.
RR is a good team. If Archer was available, they were strong contenders for the top four.
Too strong.
Missing out, that's a huge blow for them because Archer obviously was the best bowler in 2020, and if he's not there, that's half the bowling gone. Otherwise, RR the batting looks good, and from what Advait has told me, Ian Morgan has said that Josh Butler and Ben Stokes are going to open. That's a top heavy side in Butler, Stokes, and Sanju Samson at three. You might see Shivam Dubey somewhere there at five, Parag, Tewatia, and Chris Morris. So that's a pretty strong batting lineup, but the bowling would be something that they have to look
I
out
guess
for.
Ty was bowling above around 150 in the BBL, so
Yeah,
that's a big boost for the RR team.
yeah. So if Ty and Morris can get it right, then we might see them making almost making it to the playoff.
See,
Just
anything can happen. We concluded this last year. We concluded this year. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything can
Saurav
happen.
Wandekar, who gave his top four, you can also give your orange cap and purple cap predictions. Everybody in the chat, especially, can give their orange cap and purple cap predictions. Orange cap, the batsman, and purple cap, the bowler. One youngster who you want to see who performs extremely well. One youngster, any team. Ninad, don't pick
Uh,
a youngster because there are no youngsters now.
yes. Wait. I actually need some time to think about this.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anyone in
Yeah,
mind? I'm
for
going
me,
Shivam Dubey.
Prithvi Shaw. I'm going with Prithvi Shaw from DC.
oh wow.
800
I'm going for Shivam Dubey
in
from
Vijay Hazare
Rajasthan.
Trophy. Shivam Dubey. Okay, Shivam Dubey from Rajasthan Royals breakthrough
I
season.
just don't think Prithvi Shaw should be considered a youngster now because they've played enough test matches.
Five.
Considering him is
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Is
mean, if you look at his age, it depends on how you define youngster. Are you saying
yeah.
experience or are you saying age? Because look how experienced Rishabh Pant is now.
yes,
Kohli and Bhuvi orange cap and purple cap, and he says Padikkal from RCB. Just
Okay.
disappointing that he's gonna miss a couple of games. Yeah, Suman, go ahead.
I think definitely Sam Curran because the sort of touch he's in, the sort of bowling batting he's doing, I think he'll be a really important player for CSK. And
I'm looking. Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
clicks,
Yeah.
it'll
Please
be
continue.
contribute to his success. Yeah, go ahead, Ali.
Yes, yes. I'm really looking forward to Ruturaj clicking here in this IPL because he was given less amount of games back in the last season, but he proved his caliber, and there's definitely a lot to look forward to in him. So I think he'll click this time if he's given his decent run of chances,
Yeah.
and as Suman rules, Sam Curran as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these two click. So yeah.
Ninad, your pick.
All right. So see, you've asked me not to go from anyone from MI, but I'm really looking forward for Ishan Kishan to do well because he is a youngster. He's just 22 years old and he's already achieved a lot of great things. So I'm seeing a lot of more good stuff for him to come in the future. And yeah, he's actually the current rising stars of IPL.
Yeah.
Whoever are coming in, he's actually much younger than most of them, and he's an excellent player. So I want to watch him play well, and Rishabh Pant as well. He's 23 right now, I guess still. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
If
they
these
were in the
guys,
same under 19 team.
Yes.
yeah, I think that if Surya and Ishan, if both these guys click this year and they play the big innings, Hardik Pandya won't have much batting to do. Honestly,
Yeah.
that will happen because these guys will just tear apart oppositions of their own.
Last question before we leave. One player who had a bad season in 2020 but will have a great season in 2021. I'm going with Andre Russell from KKR.
MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni from Chennai says Advait Lachke. Aditya,
MSD.
Ooh.
MSD. Sumant.
As a MSD fan and a CSK fan and this yellow jersey, channeling my spirit, definitely MSD. Gotta
Ninad,
stick with
everybody from MI had a great season last year, so you can't pick
KP had off season.
Krunal Pandya. Yeah,
yeah,
Krunal Pandya
Kunal
had an off
Pandya.
season.
I don't think Krunal Pandya would have a terrific season. I mean, last season Virat Kohli had a pretty bad season compared to his standards, so he would definitely play better. And yeah, as you said, Andre Russell looks to play a bit better. KL Rahul's
Just
going
one
to
take.
have okay, come
Rahul
on,
KL
already
Rahul,
had a
this is just too
670
hard.
run season. KL Rahul.
yeah, you
Pardon?
think KL Rahul had a bad season, but he scored like I think
KL Rahul had
600
a
runs.
Yeah,
great season, right? Yeah.
he's
670 run season.
yeah. See, he had a good season, according to runs, but not according to strike rate.
Strike
But then,
rate.
Yeah.
yeah, if you just say one and like the increase in the difference in the level of performances, then yeah, I would have to go with Andre Russell as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this
2019
is getting very
absolutely
fun.
brilliant. 2020 absolutely useless season for Russell. 2021 he will do it again. So a lot of predictions coming in. You can this video will be saved, so we'll come back to it later. As Dinad was sending me some clips from the last season where everybody had predicted CSK and they went horribly wrong. But this time also many will get it wrong. Many will get it wrong because that's the nature of the IPL. Everybody can't get it correct, and anybody can win the IPL, even though am I starters favorites once again. That's it for the day. We will be back throughout the IPL with reviews, mid-season reviews every week. We'll try to do something every week. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to Cricket Adda. Thank you very much.